Hello, Jason Ball here with Miller Electric and Hobart Filler Metals, and today's quick tip is going to take us away from the Miller homepage and also the Partners Extranet page. So we're going to go show some love to the Bernard Tregaskis folks by going to check out the Bernard Gun Configurator. So if we're going to go to Google here, we're going to go Bernard Gun Configurator, configure my gun. I will then be taken to the Bernard Weld page where I have the tabs of Bernard and Tregaskis. So remember, a quick reminder, Bernard is for when I need to do a hand welding application. Tregaskis is going to be for an automation. Today we're going to focus on doing a manual torch. When you get to the Bernard's landing page, go to the top tabs, Home, Products, and Configure My Gun. Click on BTB MIG Gun Online Configurator. Click on the left pane. From the left pane, now I have to build the gun from back to front. Cable type, we have two options, high trail and steel monocoil, and if I click on these I get a picture of it. High trail, great use of this where you have people that are really abusive of the guns, fork trucks driving over top of your whips, destroying them. This cable type is going to hold up very, very well in a very abusive shop. Otherwise, steel monocoil is a tried and true one that you can go with. For this customer, we did a high trail power or polymer cable. The amperage value, you need to pick what amperage value that process in welding has. Remember to look at the duty cycle of mixed gases, not just the CO2 gases. That's a little quick tip there for you. What gun length do I need to build? On the lower left, or lower right, sorry, I'm going to click continue. For handle types, I have a small universe of options here. For O, B, tried and true here is the T series. This has been one of the more popular options around for several years. For this customer, we're going to go with an O-type handle. We're going to stay with standard trigger on this because the machine they're using has a trigger locked function, so we don't have to worry about that. Neck type. Do I want to be rotatable or fixed? So the customer can loosen up the neck on this and rotate this to a different position. In this case, the customer needed a fixed neck. And for the angle, we had to go with a 45-degree medium length. We double checked that these measurements here would fit into their application. And then we click continue. This gives us an opportunity here when we get to consumables and wire sizes to actually pick new AccuLock series that we have as a kind of patented, protected consumable revenue stream. If they're already using Tough Lock series and they're not ready to make that transition, you still have this option of other consumables, and you're able to pick Centerfire, Quick Tips, and Tough Locks. My two preferred that I really like to push are the Tough Lock series. AccuLock I try to lead with first, and then if there's a legacy application in the shop, then we'll go with Tough Lock on this. Wire size then has to be selected. In this application we did 035. We click continue. Here we have to make a consideration for what our power pin is. Are we plugging into a Lincoln feeder? Do we have a Miller already on there? Tweco, so there's a couple different ways I got to ask these questions to the customer to be able to understand what are we plugging this power pin into from a feeder standpoint. And here we just wanted to go with the universal conventional. Quick load is also on here if they're using that system. We'll click continue in the lower right. Here it's going to build the configuration for you, give you an actual SKU number that we can now take. Now I can actually copy this, print this, I can give this to the customer, or I can send this directly to Bernard and be able to get the quote for this right away. So here I can't quote this from a price perspective for distribution, but this part number would be able to get me this conversation started with Bernard on how to be able to do that. I'm going to paste it into my email, and I'm going to type in csitwmig.com. This is going to be the customer service email for Tregaskis and Bernard. This is a great email to remember whenever you have these kind of gun questions. And there, I'm done. There's your how-to guide on how to do the configurator for the Bernard Tregaskis line.